And what is up, everyone? This is Francis over here from PlayerEssence.com, or some of you guys might know me by OJ as my Super Smash Bros. Name. But anyway, Francis, OJ, whatever you feel like calling me, I am here, and we are ready to do this PE live. And I am extremely tired because it's 7:30 in the morning where I'm at. But I do this just because I want to make sure I get this out of the way before people have to watch like football, or so people in Europe can have a chance at watching it, or if you're in different parts of the world, you might still be up. So that's the reason why I wake up this early. It's all for you guys. So respect me, respect what I do here. Anyway, welcome to PE Live, and we have a pretty good show for you guys. We're going to be going over Pokemon Go, which is the new smartphone game that Nintendo and is it Niantic? Yeah, Niantic or Niantic Labs plus the Pokemon Company will be developing, and they showed off a brand new trailer for this game. And if you're going to, yeah, it's a game, I guess, but they showed off a trailer for it and they announced it, and it's coming in 2016, early 2016. So that is definitely interesting. Now, there's one thing to note about this game. They had a big press conference about just this game here, and there's one really interesting thing to note about it is that it's not part of the DNA and Nintendo smartphone game lineup. So some people were thinking, hey, is that going to be one of the 5 or 6 games that they had a deal going through like 2017? No, this is not one of those games. This is definitely just another thing that Nintendo's doing with smartphone games. So that opens up a whole other avenue for Nintendo to work with third-party developers in order to make content. And this type of stuff is going to be very, very interesting, just because this is Nintendo's first foray into the smartphone territory, and they're going big. Now, I actually downloaded um, one of the Niantic's games that they talked about, which was what was it called? It was called Ingress. They talked about Ingress there. I actually downloaded that game and tried to play it, and it's one of those you can't really just sit at home and play it. It's not that type of game. I thought there was going to be stuff to do, when you're not out and adventuring. Well, actually, I didn't know what to expect, but I downloaded that game, um, and it was really, really, really weird. It's like you have to go out and find like major like monuments and locations in your area and hack portals for like a certain side and stuff like that. So, this game could be really cool for people who really feel like going out there and doing that, because even if you're in a car and like driving, you still have to like go to that exact spot or get near in proximity. You just can't be in an area and be like, oh, okay, there's something, I'm gonna hack it. I mean, you could be randomly buy it, but for the most part, like you have to literally be in that actual area near that location that they're telling you to. So, I mean, I just got the game, so I'm just like, there might be some other things to it, but for me, this is not my type of game. So, will I get Pokemon Go? Yes, I will get Pokemon Go. Will I be actively outside and searching through areas and going through different places to get a freaking, I don't know, a melodic or something like that? Probably not, because I don't want to play video games like that. I want Nintendo and the Pokemon Company to release a Pokemon game, a normal Pokemon game like Pokemon Z or Pokemon, which is actually, there's been a lot of rumors and pretty much confirmation that Pokemon Z is coming, or theories. But anyway, I want them to release a new Pokemon game, put it on the Wii U and the Nintendo NX. Give me a controller in my hand. Give me a bunch of online options to play people into battle and customizations and tournaments and do anything that I want to do. Just that's the type of Pokemon game that I want. I don't want to be going outside to different monuments and locations to catch a level 17 Pikachu. Like I don't want to do that in this game. That's what this type of game is. It's that type of deal. So I know there's going to be a lot of people that love this type of thing, especially if you go outdoors a ton and like to just, I don't know, randomly go around places. But for me, this Pokemon Go is not my ideal type of Pokemon game. But like I said, I'll give it a chance. I'll try it out. But I mean, a game is a game, and this is more like a scavenger hunt type game. It's like it's really weird. But yeah, you can download Ingress right now and at this point on your Android or iPhone, and you can see what I'm talking about for yourself. So let's go ahead and move on to the next bit of news. So, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U tournaments. A lot of you guys have been asking when are those going to come back, and I have a definitive answer for you guys. So, the issue that I had with the Super Smash Bros. Tournaments is that we were having kind of, well, let's say we, but I was having a lot of lag in the matches, and people were complaining about the lag, and this was affecting the winners and losers. Now, everybody that has came on and have played said, "Oh, well, I have pretty good internet," but there are some people who are competing that don't have LAN adapters. So what I would say is this: from this point going forward, LAN adapters are going to be required for Super Smash Bros. They're going to be required for our tournament play. So tournaments will be returning by the end of September, probably early October. Okay, because not only am I putting the requirement of having to have LAN adapters, and that's the Ethernet cord. So you have to be able to buy the USB Ethernet cord, plug that into the back of your Wii U, and then use the LAN adapter. You're going to have to use those. Not only that, but you also, I'm getting a new PC. So I'm getting a new PC that's stronger, that should be able to handle 60 frames per second, and 1080p. Well, maybe not 1080p streaming, maybe not, but probably 720p, 60 frames per second. So on my end, I'm looking to make things a little bit quicker too, to not bog down the system. So overall, I just think it's going to be a cleaner experience once I get my new PC, and once everybody that wants to play in these tournaments gets a LAN adapter. That's the big thing that everybody needs to do. I understand a lot of you guys have super fast connections. I do agree, that's the case, but we want to get the best speed, the fastest and the best connection that we can get at all times. I mean, you might have someone in your house that goes on the internet. You might have someone in your house that streams a video or something like that. And if they do that, you want to make sure that you have the best connection possible, to where that doesn't happen, or to where you don't get slowdown. So that's the reason why I'm requiring everyone to have LAN adapters, and the tournaments will be returning soon. End of August. It just depends on when I get my PC. Once I get my PC, then that's when things are really just to go. So all right, that's that. Now, is there any bit of news that we can go over as well? So let's check it out here. I'm going to click on here, and I do have the Big Ten as far as the questions go, and I will be answering those very, very soon. But I do want to go over a couple more news stories that I haven't really went over this week in a video. So, like, Pikmin 4 and Super Mario, that was the big news too, that a lot of people were like, oh my God, and all that stuff. So yeah, that was that. That was cool. So Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire Emblem has a Japanese release date. So that will be launching on December 26th in Japan, and I'm super excited. Not only that, but there's going to be a Wii U bundle in Japan. There's going to be extra versions, like collector's editions and stuff like that come with DLC and figures and all that good stuff. And the fact that it's coming out on December 26th in Japan is good. That means the game is on track and it's ready to go. I think Nintendo is just spacing it out. They've made really good progress on this game since they announced it. I mean, really, well, not since they announced it, but since they actually revealed what the game will look like. It was announced back in 2013. As we know, it went cold for literally like 2 years. There was no new information on the game. And then all of a sudden, we saw it at a Nintendo Direct earlier this year. And then it's out at the end of the year, and in Japan at least. In North America, the game will be launching in Q1 spring of 2016. I think that there's going to be a good localization on this game, and it's going to be out, and I hope it rocks. I mean, it looks awesome from the treehouse footage and all that. It's just, I just want to play it. I really just want to play the game and have it come out, and I'm glad that they're doing a Wii U bundle in Japan. That should help the system move a few more units in the holiday shopping season, so that's pretty cool. Super Mario Maker did come out recently. I picked up the game. I wasn't going to pick it up, but I picked it up. But seriously, this is the last 2D platformer I buy from Nintendo, major 2D platformer. I'm not buying Yoshi. This is I've had enough. This is the last 2D platformer I buy. I'm not buying any more 2D platformers from Nintendo on the Wii U. No more. And I know they're going to make more. But I'm not buying any more mini game collections. I'm not buying any more 2D platforms. So Super Mario Maker is my last one from Nintendo on the Wii U. I don't care how good of a next 2D platformer they make. So I'm enjoying it. I uploaded one video. You can check it out. It's on the YouTube page. It's fun. Super Mario Maker. It's just it's Mario. You get to make levels. You get to play levels, download levels. I am going to have a dedicated once I get my better PC. I'm going to have a dedicated live stream tour. I just play you guys' user submitted levels. So look forward to playerss.com and on the YouTube channel. I have a video talking about it to where you can submit your own Super Mario Maker levels, and I will play them and hopefully beat them. But I know a lot of you guys can make some really cool levels. So yeah. What else can we talk about here? So Shigeru Miyamoto says it's time to take Super Mario Bros. In a new direction. So in an interview with Time, Tezuka-san and Miyamoto both said, well, this was just Miyamoto's quotes. He said, "Doing this down at the 30th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. Is really putting some more of that creativity into the players. But at the same time, we as the developers feel that it's time for us to move in a new direction, and we're preparing work on the future of Super Mario Bros. From here on." So, this is a really interesting thing because they released New Super Mario Bros. And they released Super Luigi U, but I figured that there'd be something crazy with the Super Mario Bros. Franchise, or not crazy, but something new going into the Wii U. Like you have your first HD system ever. You have a Wii U tablet controller. To me, it seemed right to bring a new, fresh idea. I'm surprised Mario Maker wasn't the launch title for the Wii U. Instead, it was New Super Mario Bros. Because you have an HD system, your first HD one. You have a Wii U tablet controller. They could have thought about all sorts of some type of crazy idea, or gimmicky thing that could have taken Mario Bros. In a new direction. Kind of like how Mario Paint did that. But Super Mario World was already pretty crazy and innovative at its time. Um, it did a lot of things different, even from Super Mario Brothers 3. They didn't bring back a lot of the same things that were in that game. They added a lot of different elements. Heck, the cape power up was just completely crazy in its own right. So it's interesting to see that they didn't do that at the very beginning, but it'll be. I guess it's cool to see what they'll do going forward from here. In my opinion, I think it's from what I want to see. I think it's time to make more interactivity. It's time for Mario. If you want to set out on an adventure with your friends, you can do that. If you want to create levels in the same game, you can do that. How about playing a Super Mario game? Let's say Super Mario like 64 slash Galaxy style game, so where not only can you create your own levels and share them, but you can go and play those levels with your friends, and you can play them single player, and you can share those levels online. I think it's time to kind of just mend all of the fences here to where you have 2D levels, you have 3D levels, you have the create a level, and you can just kind of do what you feel like doing in the game, almost kind of like Disney Infinity, but actually like a lot better. So yeah, we'll see what direction they go in the future. All right, what else are we going to talk about here? I do want to touch on the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing because there's a thing about Jimmy Kimmel, and he made a joke about YouTube gamers or let's plays, and it angered a lot of people. There was a ton of dislikes on the video. Seriously, like over 100,000 dislikes on his video on YouTube. And I just wanted to speak about it briefly, just because I know there were some people talking about it or asking me what I thought. And honestly, I saw the skit. Guys, I don't care. Jimmy Kimmel, I've been watching Jimmy Kimmel. Well, I don't watch him anymore, but I started watching him back in the day on The Man Show. Okay. The dude says he's a comedian by trade. Okay. And he talks about things that he doesn't understand or to poke fun of all the time. And you know what? watching people watching some people play games on the internet, let's plays, is a weird concept for a lot of people who aren't in the know as far as gaming goes. Okay, and that's Jimmy Kimmel. Okay, and he even said it when he was a kid. You used to, wait. You used to watch people when you were waiting in line to put in your quarter, for to play. I mean, he made a stupid joke, and the skit was really cheesy. You can watch people watch people playing that. I mean, it's like whatever. I didn't care, but it pissed off a lot of people. People started threatening him, and I think some of the gamers who went crazy, it makes gamers look bad when you do stuff like that. If you don't like what he said, just say, hey, you know what? Hey, Jimmy, this is why people watch it. Sometimes people watch Let's Plays so you can get an idea of how the game is. Sometimes you watch Let's Plays because the person's a comedian and you like to hear them say funny things. Sometimes you watch Let's Plays because you're intrigued by the game and you just want to know more. There's all sorts of reasons why people watch Let's Plays. You could have just dropped that in the comment section below, and that's that. I mean, I didn't agree with the video, but at the same time, like, I just think that some of the stuff that people were saying, it was going kind of overboard. Especially, it's not like he said anything like I mean, it was stupid, but it wasn't anything so offensive to me as a gamer. I wasn't like, oh my gosh. And I'm not a Let's Play channel, but I do Let's Plays. I do Let's Plays very frequently. I just uploaded two Let's Plays of what was it, Super Mario Maker and Diablo 3, and plus I did Metal Gear Rising just a little bit ago, and I did all of Bayonetta. I did Bayonetta 2. I did, I've done lots of Let's Plays. So I can. It's not a big deal, but hey, it is what it is. People made it out to be huge gamers, went all psycho on him. But anyway, that's that. Let's see here. So the Xbox One is getting a major dashboard update. The update goes live in November. So let's go over some of the key features here. You can play your Xbox 360 games on Xbox One. That's launching this November. There's going to be a new guide that lets you quickly access essentials with just one button press, and to save time spent weaving in and out of apps. So that's really cool. Um, we're redesigning home to make it faster and easier to get to the things you love. We're introducing a new community section to make Xbox One more social. Sony's also doing that, and Nintendo has their Miiverse. The revamped One Guide will be your single destination for TV, movies, and video apps. Okay, that's really cool. We're optimizing the store to help you quickly find the content you want. Okay, just give me 1 second, guys. There's like a freaking plane flying outside. All right, I have to just close my window real quick. It's really nice outside today. So yeah, those are the main changes. There's going to be some new updates that roll out for preview members and all that. If you want to check out the full story, you can go on playersense.com. But I've been really impressed with the Xbox One, guys. I have the system, and what I'm impressed about is just how they can change things. Like, they can add features and they listen to feedback. They have their feedback page and they listen to it. Heck, there's even times where I give them feedback on their YouTube channel, or I see something to the Xbox team on their YouTube, and they reply. That's really cool. I like the fact that Microsoft, out of all the three companies, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, I think Microsoft does the best job of listening to what their fans want. I think Microsoft, for the most part, does the best job. I think they all can have some room to improve, especially Nintendo, but I think Microsoft does a good job of at least making it seem as if they care. I mean, Nintendo will not reply to any of your comments on there on YouTube, even if they're civil for the most part. The best that I got a like, or like a +1 from the girl who runs the Nintendo Minute. I forgot her name. Krista. There we go. She +1 one of my posts. That's like the best. That's like the best you'll get from Nintendo when it comes to social media. Um, and Nintendo at E3, they were being really weird as far as interviews and stuff goes. Whereas Microsoft was very open and easy to work with. So was Sony. Sony was being very weird with interviews and stuff, especially with their big games. Like, they close off their games where you can't see anything. Sony does, like Horizon and stuff like that. I mean, they did the same thing with the Order 1886. Like, you can't see anything. They close it off. You have to go through like a line, and there's like, it's just really weird with Sony, unless like you're IGN, or unless you're big. But like Microsoft, whether you're IGN or whether you're the little guy like me, Microsoft had none of their stuff closed off. You can go in there, you can see it, you can talk to the developers that are standing right there. That's why I got an interview with Chris Davies from Rare, and I got an interview with the dudes from Motiga that are making Gigantic, and I actually talked to one of the developers from Gears of War, the Gears of War 4, and also Gears of War Ultimate Edition. But that interview got messed up. So I also talked to him. I talked to the big guys, from Microsoft, because they were just standing right there, being able to answer any questions. So, um, yeah, I like the fact that they're continuously updating the Xbox dashboard, adding new features, and they're launching really cool games, coming out this year. So, it's really cool. I mean, I just bought Diablo, and that's really fun. Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition. Um, it's a third party game and it came out last year, but it was $24 at GameStop. Couldn't pass it up. So that was fun. All right, so that's that. Let's go ahead and we are going to get into the Big Ten. Excuse me. Those are the 10 questions that I've picked out. Although before we get into that, I will answer some questions that I do have here on my page. So this one comes from Capable Tie. These are all from Capable Tie. Besides Smash, what is your favorite Nintendo franchise? Well, I do like Pokemon, although I have a love-hate relationship with Pokemon. And besides that, Xenoblade would probably be my next. I guess if you're going to consider that a Nintendo franchise, I guess yeah, it is. So I would probably say Xenoblade and Smash Bros are my two favorites. But Pokemon and I would say like 3D Mario games, like Galaxy, just the Galaxy line of games are some of my favorite games. So yeah. Next question comes from Capable Tie again. Do you think we'll ever get a 3D Mario Maker? I just talked about that. I hope so. What one game made you buy PS4 and Xbox One the most? It can be the game that isn't out yet. Well, I think I bought a PS4 for Bloodborne before it came out, so that's the reason why I bought a PS4 was for Bloodborne. And as far as Xbox One goes, I got an Xbox One because of Scalebound and all that. But at the Xbox One, it was a special circumstance how I got that system. So I'll leave it at that. So yeah. Okay, so that's the Big Ten. Or sorry, that's not the Big Ten. That's the questions there. I'm going to get into the Big Ten. These are the main focus of this podcast here, where I'll be answering you guys' questions that I just said, hey, these are really good questions. So let's go ahead and answer them. So starting out here, the first one comes from the Magnum 924. This might be more than 10 questions, guys. Have you ever been the first to break any big news? I know your website has been around for a while now, so I want to know if you ever got any info first. Yes, there has been some times where I've broken big news. And it's been user submitted news, so it's something to where like someone else says, hey Francis, there's this thing that I know and here's a little bit of evidence, can you break this story? And yeah, I've done that before. There was one like when Nintendo first I guess it was started working on their next generation system, or there was like parts in development, or just basically there was something to where Nintendo's next generation system, Nintendo, it was like it came out like with through a third party, like through like vendors or through something that Nintendo was working on it. And Ricard Giuliani let me know about it, and he said, Francis, this is what's going on. Here's the link to NeoGAF. Like it's a very like I asked someone, this is where there's some proof. Break the news, and I broke that, and it got like 1,000 degrees on N4G, and people were linking my channel or linking my page to where this info came from, and that was like in 2013 or early 2014, something like that. Might have been early 2014. My site at the time, I think my site was even more popular then than it is now. Like a lot of people after E3 and this year, just because of how I've criticized Nintendo, have left the site. But at that time, I was getting a ton of traffic because I was writing articles, and I had more people giving me news to break. Plus, I had people working on my site. But yeah, I did break that. And then there was another one where I think it was Griffin of Might. He runs Shigeru News, I think, on Twitter and the website, or he works with them. And he let me know about after the Xbox press conference in 2013, that sales of the Wii U spiked after that press conference. And he showed me, he's like, hey, here's the sales. Like they spiked on Amazon. Just let people know about it. And I'm like, all right. So I said sales increased like 800 something percent right after the Microsoft press conference on Amazon. So there was an influx of people just buying the Wii U because they felt that the Xbox One wasn't going to be anything. And we did break that news first. And plenty of people were linking my site. Heck, Review Tech even did a video on it and linked my site. That was before the whole deal with me and Review Tech. So that was crazy. Um, so yeah, I did break that, and there's been some other smaller things that we've broken here or there. But yeah, there has been some news. But to be honest, like the reason why we haven't broke as much news going forward is because one, I don't have people working for me 24/7 like other websites do to check and do all that stuff, and two, I have a regular day job, so I like there's certain hours to where I just can't work on the site. Like there's certain hours to where I schedule posts or I get someone else to do it for me, like if they can. But really, it's just become a one man operation. Whereas back then, it was more than one person helping me. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. The next question comes from Greenhawk97. Which console would you like better if neither one of them was backward compatible, Wii or Wii U? Oh my gosh, that's a hard question. I guess either. I mean, I both systems I played, I bought, I like, but um, I would probably say the Wii U just because of Super Smash Bros. I think in Bayonetta 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles X, that is the saving grace for the Wii U, are those three games. If it didn't have those three games, I would have probably said the Wii because the Wii had far more RPGs. The Wii did have Xenoblade. The Wii had The Last Story. The Wii had so many other small, like Miramasa Demon Blade. The Wii had so many games, like even just smaller games, just gems that people overlook. The Wii had ports. The Wii had Resident Evil 4, a port of that, one of the best ports of that game with that really good aiming. The Wii had so many good things. But the online play on the Wii is just trash. And I mean, the Wii U, it's better. It's not uh, far better than the Wii, but it's still better. And Super Smash Bros. Is what makes me say Wii U because I play Super Smash Bros. So much, and the fact that I can go online and play people, and if they have a good connection, I can get decent matches and one one, and actually have my record taken, and I can just watch matches and pick Sheik, and like I can go to the replay viewer, pick Sheik, and learn new tech from other people playing. That makes the Wii U better to me. But if there was backwards compatibility, I mean, obviously you have to go with the Wii, just because it's backwards compatible with the GameCube, and the GameCube has so many great RPGs. Like, oh my gosh, like so many great RPGs on the Wii on the GameCube. Whereas on the Wii U, like Nintendo, like they just said screw RPGs when it comes to the Wii. They just said we don't need them. Like why? We'll make two of them for the whole generation, and that's that. We're just gonna make platformers. So, yeah, Wii U just because of Xenoblade, Bayonetta 2, and Smash Bros. So, good question, dude. Next one comes from, oh my gosh, I cannot pronounce this dude's name. Is it more? I'm just gonna spell it. This one comes from Mourossoneero. I'm just gonna call you Nero. Ross Nero. Ross Nero. I don't know how to. I can't. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, Nero. This one comes from Nero. Do you think Nintendo will keep the region lock on future consoles? Plus, how much likely for Metroid on Wii U? I still have hope. Smiley face. I don't think Nintendo's going to keep region lock. I think region locking really hurt Nintendo this generation. I truly believe that. A lot of people just said, I'm fed up. There's no reason to region lock. A lot of people are move around. There's a lot of people who are in the army, or there's a lot of people who move from place to place for their work, travel, and the fact that they can't have a system to where they can just pick up any game at any place and just use it. So, for example, like if you have an American system and you travel to the UK for work, I know plenty of people that travel to the UK for work, that work for businesses. Every month or so, they're going to the UK for a couple weeks, You can't buy, and what if a game launches in the UK there? You can't buy a game that's in your own language. You can't play that on your system. It doesn't work. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely unacceptable. That is an anti consumer policy. And I think it hurt Nintendo this generation. I really do think it did. Iwata did speak about them looking positively at ending region locking. There's no reason to have it. Microsoft and Sony do not region lock their system. Are they? Is there a problem with Microsoft and Sony from international business, international laws, or anything? Nintendo's excuses are stupid. I don't like. I understand that there's some people who have made good points for region locking, but at this point, in 2015, even heck back in 2012, there was no reason to do it. They should have never had region locking. I don't think there should be a reason. But looking at some of the things that Nintendo has done with the Wii U and their release schedule, I can see why they did it, and it pisses me off. Like Yoshi's Woolly World, like what the heck, like the game comes out everywhere else earlier in the year, and then Nintendo we have to wait all the way till October. That's the type of reasons why they region lock it, so everybody in America doesn't just go buy the game. I mean, if it wasn't region locked, you can just go on the store, purchase the game from the UK version of the game, or heck any version, and you can just play the game. It's a platformer, like, but nope, can't do that. Like same thing goes for like lots of games. It's just Nintendo did it. It's just I think it was more of a lot of like money type greed type deal because they think that people are just going to import their 2D platformers that come out way earlier. But I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I think region locking's done. How much likely for Metroid on Wii U? There's really not much hope for Metroid on Wii U, just because Tanabe did say, if we started working on a Metroid game, it would take us 2 to 3 years from now, and it's most likely going to be on Nintendo's next system. So yeah, I don't think Metroid's coming to Wii U. I think there's a 5% chance that it comes to Wii U, and there's a 95% chance that it comes to NX. So I think it's going to be on the NX. Next question comes from Landon. I think it's Hewlett. What are your thoughts on Nintendo going after speedrun slash hack videos or TAS videos of their games? Does this make you concerned about the NX? What are my thoughts on Nintendo going after speedrun videos? I think it's a bit petty. Although I don't know the speedruns of their own games. I guess I didn't see exactly which speedrun videos were getting taken down. Like if Nintendo's going after speedruns of like Super Mario Bros. 3, I don't understand what's wrong with that. Like, excuse me, I don't understand what the problem is going after or why they would do that. That's stupid, in my opinion. If a person purchased the game and they want to play that game, then that's fine. Now, I know some people have a different opinion as far as what they're doing. I mean, are they going after them and like taking them down, or are they claiming them? If they're claiming them, then it's just like, okay, well, it's their property. If they want to claim it, okay, they claim it. Is it crappy that they do that? Yeah, it is. But whatever. I mean, it's their game, I guess. Nintendo claimed my Super Mario Maker video because of the audio, not because of the video, because of the audio. So I could have actually swapped all of the music with just music that I have on my computer, and even Mario music, the same type of Mario music, and it would have been fine. So a lot of the stuff that Nintendo goes after as far as monetization is the audio. So if you just swap the audio, like if you just make the video, then just put different audio in there, and still have your voiceover, you'll be fine. But yeah, I think it's crappy, and they shouldn't be doing it, but they are. It is what it is. It's like this stuff comes up all the time. Like people still complain about the same things, which I understand they're going to complain about it, but that's the reason why I don't play a lot of Mario games on my channel too. Like Nintendo claims everything when it comes to Mario, so that's why I'm just kind of like, I'll just play other games. They don't claim Smash Bros. They don't claim like Bayonetta. They don't claim really any other thing but like Mario. So does this make you concerned about the NX? No, I have zero concern about the NX because of them taking down speedrun videos that they're like unrelated. What does it matter? Next question comes from Wing GT. What is the first Nintendo game you ever played? What are your ideas for Mario Kart 8 Pack 3 DLC? What's your favorite video game character? Okay, so a number of questions in there. What is the first Nintendo game I've ever played? The first Nintendo game I've ever played was just old school Mario Bros. It was just the first Mario Bros on the NES. That's the game that I first remember playing back like in 1990. Um, Although the first game I ever remember playing on a Nintendo system was Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle. That's the first game I ever remember playing. I was scared of that game. It's not a scary game, but I was scared of it. It was a game to where like there was like you're in like this castle, and you have your Bugs Bunny, and you have to avoid like Yosemite Sam and Daffy Duck with all these different things they're trying to kill you, and you have like a present, something that you're carrying, and you have to get out of the castle with that. So yeah, that was the first game I ever remember playing was Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle, um, and I think there was also like Bugs Bunny's Birthday Bash or something like that. I also played that game, but yeah, Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle, first Nintendo game I played, and Super Mario Bros. Or Super Mario Bros. Was the first Nintendo game I played, and Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle was the first Nintendo like game on a Nintendo system that I played, the NES. What are your ideas for Mario Kart 8 Pack 3? I have no idea, to be honest. I don't play Mario Kart much anymore, especially with that extra CC mode, the 200 mode. I can't control it. I have Smash Bros. Fingers. I'm good at Smash Bros. And Bayonetta. That's what I'm good at now. What's your favorite video game character? My favorite video game character. That's interesting. I don't really think about that too much, like a character that I really like. But if I had to pick a favorite video game character, that's tough. Never really thought about it like that. I just like RPGs, so I'd probably say Chrono is my favorite video game character, but he's like an avatar type character. So I'd probably say like Chrono, anybody from Chrono Trigger. I'd probably say like Glenn, Chrono, Robo. Those are my favorite characters of video gaming. And I would also say hmm, like Samus is also one of my favorite video game characters. And what else? I'm trying to look back at my video games. um, like hmm, some like the Mass Effect characters. I just like I wouldn't say like Commander like the female Commander Shepard, the female one, not the male Commander Shepard, the female Commander Shepard, and like Miranda. Just like characters like that on Mass Effect. Those characters are real cool. Um, Grunt. Oh yes, Grunt. I love Grunt. Grunt is one of my favorite characters. Yes, Grunt over everyone else. Mass Effect 2, Grunt, and Chrono Trigger characters. Those are my favorite. Chrono and Grunt. All right, so that wraps it up for that question. Next one comes from FYZ306903. Here's a question. Do you think the NX will be a stopgap system replacing the Wii U and competing with PS4 and Xbox One while Nintendo designs a real ninth gen console or a true early start to the ninth gen, aiming to compete with PS5 and Xbox 2/Xbox 4, whatever the hell Microsoft calls it? I'm wondering about this because I've read that releasing the Wii U one year early was a factor in its poorer than expected sales. Well, yeah, that could have been a factor, but yes, I do think that the NX is definitely with the Wii U messing up the way that it did. It's put Nintendo in a really weird position. Will it be a stopgap system? Maybe. It might just be because here's the thing, guys. This system, we don't know much about it and what it's capable of and what it can do. We've had rumors that it's not as powerful as the PS4, but I think that it will be right there. It's going to be using newer technology, so developers are going to be able to make games just look just like a PS4, in my opinion. Um, but here's the thing. It could be using cartridges or disc slots. Now, one of the things that came with cartridges or disc slots that you were actually able to use chips, like with the Super Nintendo, to make games actually look better or run better than they would have just using the regular hardware. Now, I don't know if that could happen with whatever proprietary disc Nintendo's going to be making, or if they make like SD, I don't know if they can do that, but if they can, then they could just do that when the next generation of systems come out. To where, hey, we can still have good looking games with these certain things. Now, is that a possibility? Maybe. Will it happen? Probably not. But it's still something to think about. Um, the system could have future firmware updates that could help things out. I know there's like DirectX, 12 that helped out things with Microsoft. But yeah, I guess that wouldn't be a true next generation leap. So Nintendo has to plan ahead. You're definitely right about that. I think that they're going to release this NX system, and it could be a variant. This could be like the NX version 1.0. And then when Microsoft and Sony comes up, like, hey, we have the NX version, 2.0 that plays all the NX games, but also can play these games too, or can scale. You have no, I mean, there's no idea. Maybe at that point in the next generation, it's just about streaming, and the NX will be able to stream those games just fine over the internet. So you could still get that same fidelity as long as you have a good internet connection. So it could just be that. I mean, we don't know as far as the ninth generation, what's going to happen. So I definitely think that it might just be like a version 1.0. Then we can get an NX version 2.0 when Microsoft and Sony come out with their next systems, because that's the last thing Nintendo wants. Nintendo definitely doesn't want to get left behind again, because with the Wii U, as far as that goes, there's a lot of things that factored into the Wii U doing bad, and I think that Nintendo, they didn't. They I think the biggest problem with the Wii U is that Nintendo just didn't want to let go of its ways. Like, they looked at the Wii, it was very successful. What they did, a static system, you can't really upgrade it, you can't really add new features. A little bit weaker horsepower. The Wii was successful, so they transferred that over to the Wii U. It was a weaker system than what developers wanted. The architecture was completely different than what developers wanted, to what a lot of third-party developers wanted. Nintendo had a gimmick, like a big expensive tablet in there. Um, Really lack of games, like lack of first party games, lack of like open world games. There was just lack of sports games. There's so many factors that went into the Wii U doing as bad as it did. And Nintendo, I think, is taking precautions to make sure that doesn't happen again, at least a Wii U type situation. I think next generation, if Nintendo did like an N64 type deal where they sold 30 million, or over that, I think they'd be happy with that, because that'd be a rebound from the Wii U. So just as long as they do better than the Wii U, like a considerable amount better than the Wii U, they'll do okay. And let's be honest here, I don't think it's going to be very hard for Nintendo to do better than the Wii U, because this is Nintendo's lowest system, main system ever. So yeah. Next question comes from Kevin James. Question: Let's take a step back. Why don't you tell us about yourself, what you do for a living, want any more kids, stuff like that. Okay. Okay, let's take a step back. So out of video game mode. Yeah. I'm just a normal person. I was really big into sports. I'm still big into sports. The San Francisco 49ers are my favorite team. I live in Central California. So they're my favorite team. I love them to death. I'm looking forward to them playing the Vikings today. What else? I'm about 5'9". I'm about 180 pounds or so. I played running back in high school. And I played running back actually in Pee Wee, even before that. Pee Wee football, high school, college, a little bit of professional, semi professional too. And I always thought that I was a pretty good running back. In high school, I was all state, sophomore all state. I played 3 years of varsity at my school. And what else? In college, I realized that I wasn't as good as I thought I was in football. And I didn't play as much as I thought I was going to play. But when I played semi-professional, I did play more. I was a starting running back on my semi-professional team. So that was cool. What else? Yeah, I played basketball too. I like basketball. I really like basketball. I actually like basketball more than football at one point. And I was like, thinking that I was going to be in the NBA, but then I stopped growing. In like sixth grade, I was 5'6", and I grew 3 inches from the rest on the rest of my life. Not even that. I'm like barely 5'9", barely. I'm more of like 5'8" actually. But if I have my shoes on or anything, some people have got me at 5'9". But anyway, um, yeah, I played basketball until I realized that I was short until high school. So I stopped playing. I think like junior year in high school or like sophomore year. I was really into soccer too, really into soccer or football, normal football. So yeah, what else? I've been playing video games forever, so I've always liked video games. I've been playing video games since I was little. My brother, I'm the youngest of four kids, and I'm 28. So my brothers are older. My brother's older than me. We used to always play games growing up. He's 7 years older than me. Um, he's been on this podcast, or not this podcast, but we've done a podcast with him, the Super Bros podcast, which I have to bring that back, by the way. So you can get to know my brother a little bit. If you want to watch that one, just look up the Super Bros podcast, and he's on there. The audio quality is kind of bad though. What else? Um, I have one. I have one. My daughter. I had her in 2012. Um, she's like everything to me. I love her so much. My little girl. Do I want to have any more kids? Yes, I do want to have. I want to have a boy if I can, but if not, whatever. But yeah, I do want to have another kid at some point, probably when we move into our house. Because right now I live in a townhome, which is cool, but I can't do everything that I want to do, like with YouTube and everything, like here, just because people are really close, my neighbors and stuff. I want to have like a bigger house, like a 4 or 5 bedroom house. So that's what I'm looking into buying at the end of this year, and moving in early next year. So yeah, breaking news. I'm buying a house. So yeah, looking forward to that. What else? I think that's it really. I'm just a normal dude, you know. Love sports, love video games. I have my fiance here. She lives here with me. She's asleep. Um, yeah, I got engaged. Got engaged in 2011. We've been engaged since 2011. That wedding's coming at some point. I'm gonna have to buy that shirt that says "Game Over" with the wedding. Um, what I do for a living? I've done lots of stuff for a living. I used to work at a car rental place. Right now, I'm actually a health coach or a health consultant for a pharmacy. So it's a really good job. It's decent pay. It's good enough for me to buy a house, like a nice house. And it puts food on the table and it lets me live pretty comfortably. I wouldn't say pretty comfortably. It lets me live comfortably to where I don't live paycheck to paycheck. And I think that's the most important thing. Like when you don't have to stress about money every single month, when you get your check and you're not like, oh my God, it's evaporated by bills. That's when you're okay in life. I still want to make more money, but yeah, I think I'm in a good place with my job. I make enough. There's people that make less than me and are struggling, and people who don't have jobs. So I'm happy with where I'm at. I just need to make sure that I do a better job at my job. I think because I work with patients, chronic disease patients, so patients like COPD, diabetes, all sorts of different types of diseases, and obesity. I don't know if I said that, but yeah. And I think I can do a better job with my like appointments and stuff like that. But I've been working at that job for more than a year now, and I think I'm doing okay. So yeah, thanks for the question, Kevin. That's me. Um, Next question comes from Stig Mantic. Let's see here. As a college student who is a gamer, should I wait for the NX or get a PlayStation 4/Xbox One this year? By the way, I am a Wii U owner who is satisfied with my purchase. Hmm. You know what? If you're satisfied with the Wii U purchase and at this point you haven't bought a PS4 and Xbox One, I would totally wait. And here's the reason why I would wait. Super Mario Maker just came out. So I'm guessing since you're a Wii U owner and you're satisfied, you're looking forward to Wii U games. Excuse me. You can play Super Mario Maker. You have Shovel Knight coming out pretty soon. You have Fatal Frame coming out. You have Yoshi's Woolly World if you live in America. There's Yoshi's Woolly World. You have Xenoblade Chronicles X. You have Star Fox. So the games are here. Now, if you ask me this question Earlier this year, I would have said buy a PS4 or Xbox One. But at this point, if you're content with your purchase, if you're 100% happy with your purchase, then you can wait if you haven't got one, unless you totally need a PS4 or Xbox One game. Like, unless there's something that you like, if there's like your favorite franchise coming up, like let's just say, for instance, you love Tomb Raider and you have to play Tomb Raider, or if you love, I don't know what else is Microsoft, Halo. Let's say you love Halo. I would say go ahead and purchase an Xbox One or a PS4, depending on what you want. But if you're not in love with the franchises that those systems come in, or that are, that those systems have, or you don't need them and you're happy with your purchase, then I would just say wait and get more information on the NX. I mean, we even have Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem. Plus, there's Xenoblade. I mean, Xenoblade is going to take up a ton of time, like a ton of my time. So, if that's the type of game that you're looking forward to and everything, then I would just say wait and see what the NX has to offer before you buy a PS4 and Xbox One. Plus, you might get a price drop. Like if you're leaning more towards PlayStation, there could be a price drop next year. So you never know. All right, good question. Next one comes from Majesty XX11. Is that so? That's okay. Roman numerals. Majesty 22. Nintendo NX should run 4K. Yes or no? No, because that would make it too expensive, right? Or you'd need a 4K TV as well. If no, why is a console set to be released in late 2016 or early 2017 less or on par with with console in 2013? Well, we don't know where it's at. Even if it doesn't run 4K, we don't know exactly where it's at. That's going off of rumor. We don't know what it does. We don't know what the NX does. Like it might be on par, but it might do something crazy like cross buy, cross save, cross play. So even though it might run on par, it might be able to do things technologically that the other systems just can't do. I mean, same as the Wii U. The Wii U is, I guess, a little bit above or on par with PS3 and Xbox 360, but it can do a lot of things that those systems can't do. The problem is that those systems can do a lot of things that the Wii U can't do, like the interface and connecting to friends and stuff like that. So as long as Nintendo does pretty much all the basic feature set of an Xbox 360, Xbox One, or PS4, it has all that stuff, and it does like the cross-play, digital cross-buy, save thing, then I don't think it will matter that it's on par. I think people are just going to be like, it's amazing. This is awesome. So, yeah. Next question comes from Kevin James. I think it's a different Kevin James, or it might be the same one. Question. Have you ever thought about doing videos with Game Explain? I think your opinion would bring a lot to their discussions. Yes, I've actually thought about doing videos with Game Explain, and they've actually replied to me. They watch my channel when they get time. They have a chance to watch my channel. They will. They'll even reply to me in the comment sections and stuff like that. And I've talked to them on Twitter about doing videos, and I'll tell you guys a story now that you brought that up. So there was one time where one of my followers and Game Explain followers, they said, hey Francis, what would be really cool if you did a video with Game Explain. And I was like, yeah, right. Like Game Explain, like they have I need 300,000 more subscribers. There's no way I can do a video with Game Explain. And Game Explain chimed in. We didn't tag them or anything. They just chimed in and they're like, hey, that's never stopped the BitBlock from doing a video with us. You never know. Like, why not? And I was just like, what? I was like, wait a minute, hold up. You guys are opening the door for me to do a video with you guys. So at some point, yeah, I want to do a video with Game Explain. And they were open to it. It just depends on scheduling, and I need to take the initiative. Obviously, they're the bigger entity. So I think I need to more take the initiative. Like, hey, can I get in on one of you guys' discussions? And I think they'd let me get in on it if I really wanted to. So how about you guys pester them? Like, hey, let Francis be on one of your discussion videos. But also another thing is that they live in the West Coast too, but a lot of times when they do their discussions, I'm at work. So that's one of the things where maybe one of these days when, if I can ever get big enough, which it's my fault that I'm not big enough to the point to where I don't have to have a day job. But if I ever do get big enough on YouTube to where I can, just do that for a living and run my website, maybe that's something that I can do a video with them. Or maybe like when all the stars align and I'm at home and my daughter's not going crazy, and maybe when she's older to where I can tell her, hey, Anime, go to your room and just relax while Dad does this, because she just busts in. She's still a baby. She's only 3. So maybe when that works out, and she's a little bit older, maybe I can do a video with Game Explain. But yeah, I totally want to do a video with Game Explain. They're one of my favorite channels. I post all of their content on Player Essence. So yeah, big fan of theirs. Next question comes from Idiocy Long? Idiocy Long? Have you ever attended video game events like Comic-Con, and do you plan to? I have attended video game events. I guess E3 isn't like Comic-Con. But I have attended, I've never attended a Comic-Con, but I have attended Super Smash Bros. Tournaments. I've attended E3 twice. So check out my channel. I have plenty of content on me going to E3 2014 and E3 2015. And I've also attended, the thing that would probably be most like Comic-Con would be the GT Film Fest. And that was basically for fans to come in, watch unreleased content from game trailers and from their partners. For example, we saw the first ever footage of the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. You know, that was back in 2012 when I went to that. Yeah, 2012 in Los Angeles. And they rented out a theater. So that was the first ever footage. And also Mega 64. They were there, and we saw the which one? It was their newest video. It was the Medal of Honor video. Look up their Medal if you haven't seen it, look up the Medal of Honor video that they did, Medal of Honor Warfighter. Look up that video. Like, we got to see that first, like well before it came out online, and that was freaking hilarious. Same thing with the Video Game Nerd movie. It's freaking hilarious. Andre the Black Nerd was there. Some of the actors from the movie was there. What else? So yeah, that was kind of an event like that. I went like that with my fiance, and that was my daughter was really young at that time, and we went there. And I did interviews. You can actually check it out. I did interviews with Shane Satterfield, who was the former editor-in-chief over at GameTrailers.com, and I did an interview with Stuttering Craig from Screw Attack. He's the owner of Screw Attack, and Screw Attack is freaking huge. I mean, back then they were big, but they weren't anywhere near as big as they are now. But Screw Attack, they have like nearly 3 million subscribers on YouTube. But anyway, yeah, and I did an interview with Stuttering Craig. The audio is bad. It's really loud, but you can check that out on Player Essence. Just look up GT Film Fest and you will see those interviews. They're from 2012. They're from 3 years ago. So check those out when you get a chance. All right, so let's move on to the next question. This one comes from Trey Cove 540. How powerful do you expect the Nintendo NX to be, and why? I expect the Nintendo NX to be as powerful as the current generation right now. I expect it to be as powerful as PS4 and Xbox One. And the reason why I expect that, because I know Nintendo wants to create a cheap system. You know, I also have a little bit of inside information too from E3 and people that I've spoke to, kind of saying, yeah, you know, this system's going to be, it's going to be pretty much, it's going to be about, like, you know, our system here. But there's some rumors coming out, and I'll tell you guys this. This is breaking news. There's some rumors coming out, and you know, this is from a YouTube user, so you never know. And I won't say where it is or, you know, where I saw it, but well, actually, I know I will. It was on my channel, and it's not something that where you can just say, oh yeah, this is 100% happening. But he told me that a Nintendo, I think it was Netherlands rep, or someone that he knows, someone that works in that department in his country. And he, good friends. And he also, I don't know if he works in the video game industry or not. And he told me that Nintendo of America and Nintendo of Europe are actively petitioning Nintendo of Japan to make the Nintendo NX stronger. They feel that they need a strong system to market, to sell. So basically, Nintendo of Europe and Nintendo of America want the system to be more powerful, you know, well, a lot more powerful than the current generation of systems. So PS4 and Xbox One, they want it to be a good step above it, not like Wii U to PS3 and Xbox 360, barely better. They want it to be a good step above. Nintendo of Japan is like, well, we need to keep it moderate, keep it where it's, you know, where PS4 and Xbox One are. Now, this is a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but that's definitely something that I can see, because Nintendo got bodied in America and in Europe when it comes to the sales. Like in Japan, it's on par, because Japan likes handhelds and they don't care about graphics as much, you know, and also third-party games like all the Western third-party games, they don't sell like that in Japan. So You know, in Japan, I can see why Nintendo Japan is like, okay, well, we can sell it in Japan here. It's fine. But the biggest markets are America, and Europe is a huge market as well. And you need to make sure that the European market and the American market, it isn't overshadowed, and it doesn't get um, overlooked. So that's the rumor going on. Hopefully, Nintendo of America and Nintendo of Europe. If the rumor is true, hopefully that's um, they get their wish, because I want the NX to be powerful. But I do think that it is going to be on par, just because I think they want the system to be like $199. I think that's Nintendo's goal, is like 199 for the handheld, 199 if there is a handheld, 199 for the NX handheld, 199 for the NX console, cross play, cross buy, cross save, whatever, $400 total. But I think they're aiming for 199 price point. And to be honest, if you have a $199 system or a $250 system, it's not going to be able to run 4K and all that stuff. It's not going to be like a million times stronger than what we have right now, because it's cheap. So, yeah, that's that. All right. So, you know what? We do have some more questions in the question app, but I don't have time to get through all of those today, guys. Sorry about that. I'm on a little bit of a tight schedule, just because there's football, and also take care of my daughter. And I have a troll. I kind of not a troll, but there's President Hillary Clinton in my questions tab. I got to read off some of these questions. I have to. What game should I get for Bill's 3DS? Okay, I have to answer these questions from President Hillary Clinton. What game should you get for Bill's 3DS? Well, you should definitely get a game that shows a lot of TNA, a lot of skin. You should definitely get something, because Bill, he likes to kind of he likes the ladies. I don't know. I know you guys' marriage was a little bit rocky back in the day, so you should get him anything like, what's that? Well, there was a game made by Atlas. It was like where there was like all the girls were like wearing basically nothing, like a 3DS game. Get him that game. Look it up by Atlas. Another question from President Hillary Clinton, who's not even president yet. Are you a little cocky there, Hillary? You haven't even won the Democratic nomination yet. Come on now. What about your emails? What else you got in your email? Would you want to see one screen or dual screen handheld successor to the 3DS? How are you going to ask a funny question then ask a serious question? President, I salute you. I like dual screens, but if they did one screen, I'd be fine. So either one's fine with me. So that's that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have, sorry for all the people who asked questions in the question tab. I just don't have time to get to them. That's why I kind of wanted to have you guys just look at the PE Live, that video that I did, and you can ask your questions there. But I will have another one next week. PE Live is going up every single week. It'll be PE Live at 7:30 a.m. Sometimes it might be at 8, but yeah, 7:30. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Make sure you check out all of our PE Network channels: Zero, Terminator Juice, Zen Gamer, Jamie Butterworth, all of their channels. Check those out when you get a chance. And also look forward to, if you missed any part of this, I'll be breaking it up and releasing it throughout the week. So look forward to that on the Player Sense YouTube channel. All right. Thank you so much, guys. And we will see you for the next podcast or for the next videos. Bye.